Just because something doesn't do what you planned it to do doesn't mean it's useless. Opportunity is missed by most people because it is dressed in overalls and looks like work. Never get discouraged if you fail. Learn from it. Keep trying. There is no substitute for hard work. Many of life's failures are people who did not realize how close they were to success when they gave up. A genius is often merely a talented person who has done all of his or her homework. Our greatest weakness lies in giving up. The most certain way to succeed is always to try just one more time. Fools call wise men fools. A wise man never calls any man a fool. Not everything of value in life comes from books. Experience the world. Your worth consists in what you are and not in what you have. Anything that won't sell, I don't want to invent. Its sale is proof of utility, and utility is success. The world owes nothing to any man, but every man owes something to the world. I have not failed. I've just found 10,000 ways that won't work. I start where the last man left off. Learn with both your head and hands. If we did all the things we are capable of, we would literally astound ourselves. When you have exhausted all possibilities, remember this, you haven't. Hard work, nothing to divert my thought. Clear air and simple food made my life very pleasant. Never stop learning. Read the entire panorama of literature. 5% of the people think. 10% of the people think they think, and the other 85% would rather die than think. When I have fully decided that a result is worth getting, I go ahead of it and make trial after trial until it comes. Being busy does not always mean real work. The man who doesn't make up his mind to cultivate the habit of thinking misses the greatest pleasure in life. Great ideas originate in the muscles. There's a way to do it better, find it. Negative results are just what I want. They're just as valuable to me as positive results. The value of an idea lies in the using of it. I find out what the world needs. Then I go ahead and try to invent it. Hell, there are no rules here. We're trying to accomplish something. There is far more opportunity than there is ability. The thing I lose patience with the most is the clock. Its hands move too fast. Genius is 1% inspiration and 99% perspiration. Everything comes to him who hustles while he waits. The three great essentials to achieve anything worthwhile are hard work, stick-to-itiveness, and common sense. Work while others are wishing. I don't live with the past. I am living for today and tomorrow. What you are will show in what you do. Vision without execution is hallucination. Success is 90% perspiration and 10% inspiration. I never did a day's work in my life. It was all fun. You can't realize your dreams unless you have one, to begin with. I've never made a mistake. I've only learned from experience. What a man's mind can create, a man's character can control. I readily absorb ideas from every source. I have friends in overalls whose friendship I would not swap for the favor of the kings of the world. Nonviolence leads to the highest ethics, which is the goal of all evolution. My main purpose in life is to make enough money to create ever more inventions. To my mind, the old masters are not art. Their value is in their scarcity. There is no expedient to which a man will not go to avoid the real labor of thinking. I have more respect for the fellow with a single idea who gets there than for the fellow with 1,000 ideas who does nothing. The criticisms which have been hurled at me have not worried me. To invent, you need a good imagination and a pile of junk. Maturity is often more absurd than youth and very frequently is most unjust to youth. I know this world is ruled by infinite intelligence. Waste is worse than loss. Restlessness is discontent, and discontent is the first necessity of progress. The best thinking has been done in solitude. The worst has been done in turmoil. Nearly every man who develops an idea works it up to the point where it looks impossible, and then he gets discouraged. To have a great idea, have a lot of them. Time is really the only capital that any human being has, and the thing that he can least afford to waste or lose. Be courageous. I have seen many depressions in business. I never view mistakes as failures. They are simply opportunities to find out what doesn't work. Failure is really a matter of conceit. The first requisite for success is the ability to apply your physical and mental energies to one problem. I am 67, but I'm not too old to make a fresh start. We don't know 1,000,000% about anything. Success is the result of hard work. I am not discouraged because every wrong attempt discarded is another step forward. I didn't fail 1,000 times. The light bulb was an invention with 1,000 steps. I owe my success to the fact that I never had a clock in my workroom. A good idea is never lost. Good fortune often happens when opportunity meets with preparation. 2% is genius and 98% is hard work. I am long on ideas but short on time. Nature is what we know. Destruction of false theories will not decrease the sum of human happiness. I am proud of the fact that I never invented weapons to kill. Education isn't play, and it can't be made to look like play. Of all my inventions, I like the phonograph best. Most inventors who have an idea never stop to think whether their invention will be saleable. Personally, I enjoy working about 18 hours a day. I never pick up an item without thinking of how I might improve it. I fear the day that technology will surpass our human interaction. Continued innovation is the best way to beat the competition. I never did anything by accident. There will one day spring from the brain of science a machine or force so fearful in its potentialities. I do not believe in the God of the theologians. We shall have no better conditions in the future if we are satisfied with those we have at present. The doctor of the future will give no medicine but will instruct his patient in the care of the human frame. Religion is all bunk. Study, along the lines which the theologies have mapped, will never lead us to the discovery of the fundamental facts. One might think that the money value of an invention constitutes its reward. We are like tenant farmers chopping down the fence around our house for fuel. Life goes on endlessly. There is no supernatural. The body is a community made up of its innumerable cells, or inhabitants. It is astonishing what an effort it seems to be for many people to put their brains to work. To do much clear thinking, a person must arrange for regular periods of solitude. If parents pass enthusiasm along to their children, they will leave them in a state of incalculable value. I believe that the science of chemistry alone almost proves the existence of an intelligent creator. Our intelligence is the aggregate intelligence of the cells which make us up. People are not remembered by how few times they fail, but by how often they succeed. A man's best friend is a good wife. Tomorrow is my exam, but I don't care because a single sheet of paper can't decide my future. Results. Why, man, I have gotten a lot of results. Until man duplicates a blade of grass, nature can laugh at his so-called scientific knowledge. Remedies from chemicals will never stand in favor compared with the products of nature. Success is 1% inspiration and 99% perspiration. Genius is eternal patience. Hell, there are no rules here. We're trying to accomplish something.